For more than 160 years, sugar production has played an important role in the livelihood and socio-economic development of northern Belize, the Orange Walk and Corozal districts, also known as the Sugar Belt. Belizean sugar, like sugar produced in African, Pacific, and other Caribbean countries, enjoyed the benefits of preferential market access in Europe. These earnings were a significant contribution to GDP. However, that access due to EU sugar regime reform was about to change, and in June 2006, the European Union (EU) and the government of Belize (GOB), after discussions, agreed on a multi-annual adaptation strategy, known as the European Union's Belize Accompanying Measures for Sugar, AMS Belize. One program that resulted was the educational project entitled Improving the Quality and Relevance of Early Childhood and Secondary Education in Northern Belize, commonly referred to as the Sugar Belt Project, sponsored by the EU and GOB with instruction through the University of Belize, UB.
We are supporting not only the sugar industry with topics like productivity, technology, markets, and so on, but also the social development of this quite important sugar belt in Belize. That both of the northern districts are almost entirely sugar production areas with a population of more than 25,000 persons, people depending on the sugar industry. So evidently there are not only farmers, there are also mothers, there are elder people and children. For development, in general terms, the youth is very important. Not only to take over business from their fathers, but probably constructing their own path of life, new education, higher education, and probably diversifying the socio-economic development of the region. So education is a fundamental stone to development, and I'm personally very happy that under this accompanying measures for sugar, an important amount could be dedicated to not only the education in terms of, for example, in this concrete example, teachers' education, but also to the refurbishing of preschools, health and school buildings.
It was a win-win situation for the Ministry of Education to get funding from the EU because our teachers benefited from the training. It was not a strain on the government of Belize because teachers did not have to apply for study leave. Teachers went to classes on Saturdays or in the evenings. And I think one of the greatest benefits of this program is that teachers were training while they were on the job, so that gave them the great opportunity to apply immediately what they were learning.
The Sugar Belt Project, valued at approximately 2.6 million Belizean dollars, overall objective was to improve the quality and relevance of early childhood and secondary education in northern Belize.
This arose from a 2012 project that I had in the north when I had seen that there was a huge gap in the training of secondary school teachers in the north. And I managed to implement a program for the diploma in secondary education through the University of Belize, fully funded through the University of Belize. But it was a small program. We targeted about 25 students and about 24 of them actually completed the program. At that very same time, the government of Belize, through the European Union, were looking at the problems that we had and the large gaps in teacher education at the secondary level and the early childhood level, because much had been done at the primary level. Extremely huge gaps when you look at the secondary having over 65% of the teacher population untrained in pedagogy. Right? In early childhood education, while we accept the associates in primary education as minimum standards for early childhood, it's not necessarily early childhood. And when we did the research, we found out that there were only 10 teachers actually trained in early childhood. So I realized that there was a huge gap that needed to be addressed.
Dr. Nestor Chan, Dean of the Faculty of Education and Arts, FEA at UB, said fortunately the program was immediately embraced by the previous dean, Dr. Priscilla Lopez, and the faculty responded. The target groups were uncertified early childhood and secondary teachers in northern Belize, licensed teachers who required continuing professional development, and teachers and parents of children at the early childhood level in remote communities in northern Belize.
Knowing that we were going to compete with people out there who had far more experience than us. In regards to the biggest triumph, just knowing that we have impacted so many teachers, so many early childhood teachers, so many parents who have been active parts of this program, because it was not only the training of teachers, it was also the sensitization of the population, of the parents coming on board and recognizing that ECE was important. And I think having the degree of success that everything that we said we were going to do, for the most part, was done.
Under the project, 20 teachers received certificates, 28 received associate degrees, while 116 in-service teachers participated in continuous professional development in early childhood education. Meanwhile, at the secondary level, 20 teachers got their diploma in secondary education, 111 received bachelor degrees in secondary education, and 100 parents were sensitized about the benefits of early childhood education. In total, approximately 395 persons had the opportunity to upgrade their skills and receive certification in teacher education, including at the early childhood level under the Sugar Belt Project during the period June 2015 to February 2018.
The question of quality always comes out, right? But what we did was creating a model that emphasizes the integration of the theory and the practice.
The University of Belize, steadfast in its commitment to national development through academic excellence, utilized research-driven innovative instructional practices, including the use of experiential approaches to learning, microprojects and internship, problem-based methods, inquiry-based learning, constructivist-based practices, and instructional coaching methodologies to support internship and practicum. It also utilized information technology, including the Moodle online platform, to support face-to-face instruction and a community-based participatory approach for parental sensitization programs.
When we were creating this project, we were not thinking about online teaching because we did not have the capacity for online teaching. But we had done extensive work on using Moodle, which is the teaching platform that university has, to support the programs that we have here. So we said maybe if we do face-to-face and we include the support through Moodle, then it would work. And then if they are connected to a school and they immediately go and try some of these strategies, it would be very effective.
I commend the European Union, the Ministry of Education, and the University of Belize for building this partnership to execute this program. I am so extremely proud of the university in what it has done through this EU-funded program on early childhood education. It saw the need, granted, and the European Union funded it with the support of the government of Belize, and together we've executed this very, very well. So I'm hopeful that this project will also be a model for how we execute other projects, not only in the areas of education, but in the wider areas of science, technology, with donor support.
I want to thank the EU for providing, I want to say, meaningful funding that is meeting a need in our country. And so we are extremely grateful that we have their support And also we are thankful that UB came on board and offer a really good program that this program is meeting the needs of our teachers, and it will have a great impact on our students.
I feel very happy to have been a part of this program. Thinking that at one point I was helping to write the program, helping to make the program be recognized and accepted, to the point where I then became the person responsible to coordinate all the activities as the dean. I think it has made me feel very fulfilled, like a very happy, fulfilled individual. Seeing how many people we have helped and knowing that this project has helped FEA to establish programs that can continue, that are now a part of our regular programs, such as the early childhood program that we have expanded to the Toledo district and the Belize district. We already have a group in both districts, and we're hoping to expand to the other districts.
I hope very much that our programs motivate public entities, ministries, but for example universities, to keep on with these initial programs, which can only represent a support limited in time and in resources. It is finally the country's responsibility and a task of the society to improve and to manage their development. I hope very much that we have contributed to that, especially here after so many years in the Sugar Belt. Finally, we have been present here for over a decade with almost 72 million euros, and I would be very satisfied if many of these actions could have achieved sustainability in time, and that the EU will remain in the memory of the people over the next years.
The University of Belize took a conscious decision. This was too important for the country to stop it. And we have now taken on the responsibility to deliver it. And of course, the learnings that we had under the Sugar Belt program is what has given us the confidence to deliver it to the wider population of Belize.
It has been a long struggle for me to get to this level of my education. Without this opportunity, I guess I would have never ever have a bachelor's degree in education. I am very thankful, and I know that this has opened many doors for me, and I will continue looking forward for that master's degree.
I am grateful to this program because it has helped me greatly to develop as an individual and as a teacher, and this will serve for many years to come as a form of income for me and my family, and it will help me give back to my community and my country doing something that I love.